What's more powerful, a father's love or a king's fear? This is a story from ancient China about the ultimate betrayal. A story where a son's greatest talent becomes his death sentence. Today that son is you. You were born to be the heir, the crown prince, and you were a prodigy, a true Qilin son, a mythical child destined for greatness. Your father, the emperor, adored you. He would boast to his entire country, "This is my boy, the future of our empire." His love felt like the sun, and you believed it would warm you forever. But you forgot, even the sun casts a shadow. As you grew, your brilliance became undeniable. You were better than his generals, wiser than his advisors. The people loved you. They called you the wise prince, and that's when it started. Your father, the aging king, began to change. A younger wife gave him a new son, and suddenly your perfection wasn't a gift anymore. It was a threat. His smile became rare. His eyes, once full of pride, turned cold and suspicious. He would praise your little brother in front of everyone. His words aimed at you like arrows. You finally understood. He wasn't looking at his son anymore. He was looking at his replacement, and he was afraid. You were terrified. So you made a desperate plan. It's an old strategy called Zhuō, to hide your claws, to play the fool. You stopped speaking in court. You pretended to care only for wine and women. You tried to become a disappointment, hoping to convince him you were no threat. You just wanted your father back. But you made a fatal mistake. To a paranoid king, a genius acting like a fool isn't harmless. He's plotting. Your act of surrender looked like an act of war. Your desperate supporters made things worse. They tried a clumsy plot to discredit your brother, and failed. It didn't matter that you weren't involved. In your father's mind, you were the mastermind. He threw you in the dungeon. Treason, the word echoed in the darkness. Just when you thought it was over, he summoned you. He didn't yell. He sounded like a father again. He offered you a chance to prove your loyalty. A simple mission to the border. Hope, foolish and bright, flared in your chest. He was giving you a second chance. You were wrong. It wasn't a second chance. It was a death sentence. That night, a loyal guard escaped the palace. The truth he brought was colder than any dungeon. The soldiers with you were not your guards. They were your assassins. Their orders, to make sure you died from sickness on the road. It was a clean murder, leaving his reputation unstained. The last piece of your heart shattered. "We have to fight back," your men yelled. "We die here, or we die trying to live." In that moment, a cold fury replaced your fear. It was no longer about winning his love. It was about survival. "Turn around," you roared. "We ride for the capital." For a moment, it seemed possible. You caught them by surprise. The city gates were open, but the old king was smarter. His elite army was waiting. Your small force was crushed. Your loyal men died at your feet. They dragged you before him, defeated and broken. He looked down at you, his voice a dead calm. "This world is not yet yours." 3 days later, the poison arrived. As your life faded, you saw him one last time. Not the cold king on the throne, but the father who once looked at you like you were the whole world. It was just a memory, a beautiful, broken dream. This tragedy, though dramatized, reflects a dark pattern in history. It mirrors the real fate of crown princes whose own brilliance sparked their father's deadly paranoia. It teaches us a chilling lesson about absolute power. On the dragon throne, there is no room for a father and a son. There is only a king and his shadow, and sometimes the only way to escape the shadow is to extinguish the light that casts it.